producers take no responsibility for any person who may become hooked on fishing after viewing the following program.
Look at the size of the thing! Gosh, oh my gosh! This is Series 12 of Ifish and Tackle World. From milkfish to marlin, we've got it all. Coffs Harbour, New South Wales, very special part of the world, and today I am pumped. I'm with Mick Pottage. He runs a company called Second Nature. Now Mick, this is all about bait to plate. Can you please explain?
Yeah, Paul, sure. I really like to take people on that journey. I want to show them how to catch beach worms. That's really hard. And I want to put them to the test, and I want them to clean the fish, and I want them to actually cook the fish as well. I go through the whole process.
Best thing about this, I'm going to learn something and get a feed. Let's go get some worms, mate.
Okay, great.
I'll carry the bucket. Tell you what, Mick, I hope there's as many worms as there is dogs on this beach.
I know, Paul, I reckon. Well, if we can find a few worms here after this big sea, that'd be great.
So how do you know when you've got worms, apart from the fact that parts of your body sometimes get a bit itchy?
Well, what I'll see is when we get a wave up, I'll actually see this little tiny match head, about the size of a match head, and it's white.
Yep.
There's about 3 different kinds of worms on this beach. One's a kingworm, one's a cutworm, and one's like what we call copperhead or slimy.
And what's the worm that we are looking for?
I'm looking for copperheads and kingworms. If I can get those two, we'll be right. That's all we need. The cutworms are useless to me because they actually cut the other worms in half. I don't know why. I'll try and show you one, what they look like, but they are a problem worm that I don't need for today.
Yep.
I usually just use the pillies. Today I've got the bag as well to try to bring the worms up quickly. But as soon as the wave comes up, I should be able to locate some worms.
So they can smell that little bit of juice on that pilly.
There's one right there.
Oh yeah, there's the white head.
Yep,
I can
there's
see
the white
that.
head. That's a small worm.
Yep.
I'll try to find a large one. As this one comes back, a lot of wormers stand side on, but an Aboriginal wormer showed me to always look at the wave, so you've got a better idea of what's happening. As that bag with those smelly fish heads moves around, that'll coax up the worms out of the sand.
Oh, I see him.
Yep.
Well, that's a good one.
Then a worm. So I got him. Yeah, yep. Once I get him to that point,
Yep.
I can dig, or I can just keep pulling him up. Once I got him to there, he's there.
This thing's going all the way to China.
Yeah, they can be over 2 metres.
No way.
Easy. He's still broke, so there's about another half a metre of worm in there.
No way.
Yep. And
now,
that's
what species of worm is that one?
that's a slimy or a copperhead. You can sort of see that copper colour.
Yeah, you can. You can see it.
When I use that, I roll them in the dry sand, and it makes it much easier to actually put on the hook.
Got him?
Yep.
Well done, mate. What's that one?
That's a copperhead as well.
That's a good copperhead.
Yeah, he's nice size all the way out. That's a cutworm.
Yep.
He just cuts himself straight in half.
Yep, and what's that black stuff down the bottom
That's
there?
just a bit of kelp, bit of seaweed he's been eating.
Yep. So Mick, we've got a box full of worms. What now?
Now, we're going to get you to have a good feed, have a good rest, get up early in the morning, come and meet me, and we're going to find some great fish.
How exciting is this? So Mick, a great night's sleep. We're now about 20 k's south of Coffs. Where exactly are we?
We're in Bongal Bongal National Park.
Yep.
Kumbungia people country. Bongal Bongal National Park loosely interprets as good place to get some tucker.
Sounds like a plan. It sure is a pretty part of the world, mate.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen the best of it yet. Wait till you look after this, hit this beach.
Nice.
Wow, that looks pretty good right there in front of us, I think, Paul.
Good looking gutter, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So X marks the spot, and I've got to say today's spot is absolutely magnificent. Just such a pleasure to be here. Now Mick's going to cast out a really big worm in the hope he might find a big fish. While he's doing that, we're going to fish 2 light rods in the gutter, a target species yellowfin brim dart, maybe even a flathead, and then the best thing, we get to go back to Mick's place and cook them. I just can't wait.
Yeah, one.
Hey, well done. First cast Mick, they call him.
Well, that's when it's on a good day.
That's brilliant, mate. I'll get back in there.
Yeah, just get back out in that little bank. I'll get some more burley in the water in a minute, Paul.
Yeah, right. It's fighting pretty well in that light gear, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good fun on this light stuff. Look,
Oh!
it might be a dart. You just flick then.
And you were saying earlier you'd prefer to eat a dart than a flathead.
I would eat a dart any day over a flathead. You can have my flathead.
That is so
I'll
sad.
have your dart. Okay, come on, Ray. Woohoo!
Taking a bit of string. That's a brim. Nice
little
brim.
Okay, come on.
They really use those waves, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And they'll work that burley trail. And they love beach worms.
Yep. That's a great fish, mate.
Nice.
Well done. So that is a yellowfin brim.
He actually doesn't look like a yellowfin one, does he? He actually looks more like a sea brim.
Yeah.
That dark tail.
But how do you tell the difference?
Well, you'll see the yellowfin really quite
So
distinctly.
a sea brim,
Yep.
you're telling me is not a yellowfin brim, not a
Well,
black brim?
I'm confused.
So am I. Well, so let's all be confused together.
Okay. That one's going on our plate.
Beautiful, mate.
Yep.
And that is a very, very solid fish. As far as brim go, I reckon that's in about the top 80%.
Yep.
And you're telling me these taste really, really good.
They do. And here, this is probably one of the smaller ones we get at this location.
Sensational. Coffs Harbour's got so much going for it, but one thing I really love is the locals and how friendly they are. I mean, look at this pod of dolphins coming in to say g'day. I can't see how many they are, but there's a lot. And they are literally just cruising the back of the waves, having a fat old time. And it's so good standing on the beach, sand going through your toes, catching plenty of fish, and seeing Mother Nature at her best. Unbelievable. I just love this so much. This is just coming to the wash, little bite, little bite. Yep, gotcha. And I reckon this might be a dart because the bait actually drifted a long way out of the gutter onto the beach. And it's so specky here. Not only you got the beach, you got beautiful Qantas planes just like the one we flew in on, flying overboard. And that is what is known as a dart. That is an absolute pup. But Mick tells me that that is a better eating fish than the flathead. Now, I think Mick's maybe been living in the woods too long because I don't think so. But if I catch a big one, we're going to eat it because you just got to try everything once.
Today's fishing and boating tip is brought to you by boatsales.com.au.
If you're fishing from a kayak in running water, really important to have somewhere you can anchor the kayak so you can fish the snags properly. You notice here a bit of elastic over the twig, holds me in place so I can literally fish this entire area before I move on to the next spot. You would hate to drift on by and miss the opportunity to catch that Murray cod or other species of a lifetime. This fishing boat was brought to you by boatsales.com.au. Gotcha. Oh, that was a nice bite, and that's a solid fish. Now, that bait had drifted along for about 5 minutes. I got a little tap and then bang. And the good news too, there's 2 oyster catchers. Now, oyster catchers are birds. Oh, I might just back that drag off a touch. And those oyster catchers are literally like office workers. They rock up every morning at 9 o'clock ready for their shift, and they're going to come along this beach and they're going to start turning over the sand and finding pippies. When the pippies start coming, the brims start coming thick and fast, and the great thing too, those oyster catchers are going to show us exactly where there's some more cracking bait. That old saying, a fish is just a bonus, I think the bloke who came up with that one must have been on this beautiful beach just south of Coffs Harbour. This rod and reel is really light for the surf. It's a Katana 802 brim, 8 foot long 2-piece. The reel, one of the brand new Sustains, so magnificent. Get yourself one. And I've got on 15 pound, that's a nice fish, 15 pound Fins 40G braid. This is a big brim. Now what I've got to do here, I walk towards the fish, I use this wave to wash him, and now I wind. And I just use that momentum, and he's coming up just there. Look at the size of this thing. That is a big fish. Look at that. Holy snapping brim. That is a beast. Wowee, and he's just pinned, and that's why he fought so hard, because he's an absolute stonker, and that is what you call reward. Collect your bait the night before, have a few casts, bit of burley, and talk about local knowledge. Mick, on the ball, brim, and I don't normally eat brim, but Mick tells me these things are 11 out of 10, so tonight, well, this afternoon anyway, I believe we're going to wrap this in clay. I don't know how it works, but I'm hungry, so I'll give it a crack. We've moved down the beach about 200 metres, and the gutter here is a little bit further offshore, so I've upgraded to a longer rod, just give me that ability to get into the gutter and hold the bait in the zone longer. Still using the same rig, but I reckon I'll be a better chance of catching a fish now.
He's on. Pull, I'm on.
So you think it's another brim?
I think so. Yeah, the way it's coming into this.
And what bait was this one on?
This was squid. I switched to squid with that
Squid?
rising tide, yep.
Squid for brim.
Yep. I get a lot of good squid from the trawler guy here from the co-op, and it works a treat.
What do we got there?
Oh no, I think we might have a flat.
No, I thought it was a flatty too.
Yeah,
There's
so
weed.
no, it was just, yeah, tricked us.
Well done, mate. Swing it
Okay.
up. I'll hold your rod for you.
Okay, beautiful.
You can go get your fish. That's a beautiful brim.
Nice.
Well done.
Excellent. Okay.
And bit of weed on the beach too, while does that come
Well-
up with the tide?
I tell you what I do here, other people won't do it. When I see weed tracing on the beach, I follow it. The brim are in it. They're catching little crabs and little creatures that are hiding in it.
Yep.
And as long as you can just keep your rod moving along the beach with that next to that weed, don't get it in the weed, you'll get these guys.
Well, we always say when you find structure, you find fish.
Exactly.
We found some beautiful fish, mate. I reckon we've got enough now that we can go back and have a feast. What do you think?
Beautiful. Let's do it.
I'm looking forward to it. The thing about these brim too, they mature much quicker than the southern black brim. And at about 28 centimetres long, these fish are only around 7 years of age, so they grow much quicker too. So I don't feel bad at all having a little feed of these fish. Can't wait.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wear the line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing.
Every day's a chance to drift away. Drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing. See you down at Tackle World today.
Ta-da! Oh, I love catching fishies off the pea because I'm a tackle rat.
If you're like me and enjoy getting out in the boat to catch a big fish, you're going to love the new range of E-Force rods from Jarvis Walker. They come with a new spiral technology which gives them extra strength and durability during the fight. The solid integrated tip is really good for sensitivity. You'll also notice that all of the stripper guides are both under and overbound, which is a great added bonus. Now the foregrip on these rods has had a lot of thought put into it. It's extra long and has an extra large diameter, which really gives you a bit of power when you're pulling back on those monster fish. Jarvis Walker E-Force rods, I'm impressed. Whether you're boat fishing or land-based fishing, these rods are going to do the job for you. Make sure you get on down to your local Tackle World store to check out the full range. To find that store, tackleworld.com.au.
Hook up with a local and visit one of the many Tackle World stores right across Australia. Drop into a Tackle World store where every day's a good day for fishing.
So Mick, fantastic morning's fishing, but I'm a bit confused because you said we'd come back to your place for a cook-up and I don't see an oven anywhere.
We have, Paul. We've got a fire pit and we're going to get the kids to get some clay and some sand together and they're going to mix it up with water and then we'll surprise you with what we're going to do with that.
Brim, clay, sand, water? I have no idea, but that is not unusual. Here's two of the beautiful bream we caught this morning on that pristine beach inside the National Park. Just amazing fish. Now, we cleaned them on the beach. When I say cleaned, we literally just washed them in salt water. That's all we've done. Still got the guts, still got the entrails. These fish are going to be cooked whole. The reason we left the scales on, two reasons. One, helps protect it from the clay. Two, helps keep the moisture in there. So, next step, we put them on this big slate rock and then, I believe, it is clay time. So, big bucket of clay the kids are prepared.
Yeah,
what do we do
Paul.
next?
Well, the kids have got that clay just to the right consistency.
Yep.
And it's just, now it's a kid's game. You and I can play, Paul. Basically, all we're doing
What are you doing to my beautiful
is
fish?
we're just going to sculpt over the top of it. Just grab a handful of clay and wrap it round. And I don't want it too thick. I want the clay to be about a thumb thickness. So literally just grab some clay, Paul,
Yep.
and start sculpting over the whole brim. We're going to get it all the way around. And we want to take any of the air bubbles out as if you were a good potter.
Yes.
Not a pottage, a
So
potter.
at worst, will I end up with a beautiful clay pot of a brim?
Yeah, you will.
So we flip them over.
Yep, flick it over and do the same again.
Look at that. Oops.
Yeah, you got plenty of clay, so just wrap that round. The clay that you got there.
This is so...
Fun.
It's awesome fun.
Good.
This brings cooking to a whole new level. So, my fish is totally covered.
Yours
looks
covered.
more like a fish than mine.
A little bit.
What's the next step?
Next step is just to separate that fire.
Yep.
Place the fish in the coals, build a small fire back over the top of it, leave it for 3/4 of an hour and eat.
And we're ready.
I've prepared this fire this morning. There's beautiful coals there ready to go. Paul, if you can bring over those two fish that we've just put in clay, we'll put them in the centre and we'll build a small fire over the top.
So where does this one go?
Right there, Paul. That's
Like that?
That's the number. Beautiful. Over it. Lovely. Okay, that's what we need. We now need that one over the top. And we'll build a small fire over there. In 3/4 of an hour, we'll be having our fish. Paul, it's been on 45 minutes. It's going to be perfect. Just going to push those pieces out of the way, get into those coals. There's my fish. Pretty, eh?
Nice. And the best thing too, if it doesn't taste any good, we can build a house made of fish bricks.
Exactly. Okay, there's yours. Bigger fish, I think, Paul. Feels heavier.
Must be hard to lift that shovel.
Okay.
Beautiful, mate. Now just give it a whack.
Give it a whack, Paul. Great. Now just get your fingers in there, a bit warm. Separate that out.
Check out our website at ifishtv.com.au for all the latest info. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at ifishtv for updates, great pics and cool clips. Special thanks to New South Wales Parks and Wildlife Services. The Parks of New South Wales, just amazing. Of course, Mick Pottage, as you say, it's all about from bait to plate.
Exactly. And everything in between.
And of course, the proof's in the pudding. Let's give it a crack.
Okay, fantastic.
Brim, I've never tasted so good. Cheers, mate.